I'm challenging myself to go from a 4 to a 6 in just 2 hours. Let's go. The first and biggest thing you can do is a haircut. Although I'd recommend going to a barber's. I don't think I've done too shabby of a job, but now we're gonna focus on the face, and I'm gonna keep this very simple, very easy. First thing is the eyebrows. You just take a pair of tweezers and clear up the bit in the middle, not going too far on either side. Okay, this was just for the shot. Like, realistically, I need to stand in front of a mirror to do this. Now, whilst the haircut did take the longest amount of time, it is by far the biggest upgrade that you can make, and I would recommend getting your hair cut fairly often, about once a month. So the trick here is to not, just start tearing off your eyebrows, but just kind of clearing up the middle bit, see it's not joined like a monobrow. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kieran, why are you making this video? And I think there's a lot of men out there that struggle with their body image, with the way they look. They want to look better. That's a normal human thing, to want to look better. And I think it's really important to discuss it and just give out tips on how an average, bog standard average person like me can look better, and tips that will help you look better too. And what I'm aiming for is the easiest things to do with the biggest impact. And honestly, this shouldn't take longer than 5 minutes to do. Cleaned up that monobrow very nicely. Now we're gonna go on to the rest of the face. So, boys, there are 2 things that you need for your face. A face wash and a moisturizer. And it depends on your skin type, depending on what type that you will use. So you have to check your skin type. So for example, my face, I have combination skin, and I have found that these products work well for me, but it was a lot of trial and error because I kept on getting breakouts beforehand. So just rinse your face with some warm water, open up them pores, then put your face wash on. Spend some time actually rubbing it into your skin, especially around your nose where you get a lot of blackheads. So I found that if I clean my face, I can shave and it leaves me with less irritation afterwards. So today I'm going to shave, but this is not something that I usually do. But I don't do this too often because otherwise it will irritate the skin. Now, if you're going to get some things, I'm going to make a list of things that I would recommend every man have. If you want to improve the way you look and you want the 2 easiest, cheapest things that make the biggest difference in terms of daily products you can use, face wash and moisturizer. I cannot stress that enough. Now, if you're looking for other things to get, a good pair of tweezers, again, highly important. I use Tweezerman, but you can pick up tweezers from anywhere. And the final thing I would recommend is a small little grooming kit like the one I have here. The reason for this is if you're doing some type of a reset and you want to improve the way you look in as short of a time as possible, face, hands. Easiest, quickest wins you can get. So you cut your nails, clean the little dirty bits that get under your fingernails, and then a smooth file over so there's no jaggedy edges. And if you want my advice, this is for people that do want the ladies. One thing they've always said is apparently the things that they notice are your face and your hands. So easiest win there. Now, a lot of the advice I'm giving is pretty basic. And you're probably like, yeah, Kieran, I know this. I'm going to tell you a story about myself. I grew up without a father. So when I was coming of the age where, I did want to look a little bit better, the basics weren't really that basic. And it took me a long time to learn what the basics actually were. So this is why the advice is pretty basic, but also it's normally the simplest things that have the biggest impact, the biggest return on investment. Now, if I look at the time, we're approaching the 1 hour, 20 minute mark. So we have 40 minutes left to try and complete the transformation. I'm going to have a very quick shower. I'm not going to show you that part. I think you guys know how to shower, but I would recommend using a loofah if you don't already. I think a loofah is the right word. It just helps get rid of the dead skin cells. Just sliding back in. So after the shower, moisturize my face, moisturize my hands. Clean, easy, simple. And I know what you're thinking. Kieran, why is there a bin on your desk? That's my tripod. Now there's a whole other sense that people don't talk about, and that is smell. You want to smell good. To look good, you want to smell good. For me personally, I use a roll-on. Yes, this is Lynx Africa. I've not grown up clearly since I was about 14. Little spritz of the perfume. So on the wrist and the neck. Gotta smell good. And finally, mints. You need these for your mouth, because if you got a stinky breath, people won't necessarily tell you. So that's just to be prepared. And there's another big issue that I have that we need to fix, and I blame that thing. So for reference, I'm 5'10.5", and yes, that half an inch is important. Every inch counts. Anyways, I slouch a lot. Like my posture, I lean forward and I slouch. And a lot of it has to do with the gaming chair. So I'm changing that out. I'm stealing my mum's office chair. But posture is really important, and it plays a part on how you look, how confident you feel. And as I said, I slouch a lot. So that is something I need to fix. And the richest person that I know, he is all about focusing on posture. So all the time he's like, Kieran, shoulders back a little bit, stand up straight, stand up tall, because this is how you present yourself to the world. And it's not about getting the ladies or anything like that. It's far deeper. It's about confidence. Everything I've said so far, really basic. Fix up your chair, not a gaming chair that's bad for your back. Shoulders straight, and there's a lot of posture exercises you can do, which I won't do today because that is something that's long term. And there's a lot of areas that you can improve that's long term. Posture. Go to the gym. I've got face fat. I've got a belly. You may have noticed. But everyone notices the belly. Slight tangent here. My grandma was like, how far along are you? Those are long-term things that you can do to look better, feel more confident within your skin and within yourself. And they're not extremities. They're not you pushing too far. Go to the gym 3-4 times a week. Lift some weights. Do some cardio. You don't need to be taking any substances. Do like some posture workouts once or twice a week. This is me standing up just a little bit taller, back straighter, shoulders just a little bit more back. And you can see the visual difference straight away. That's why it is so important. And now we're cutting it pretty fine with just 20 minutes left. But there are 2 more things that you can do that will completely elevate how you look, how to look better. And they, again, really simple, really easy. So I'm slouching again, but that's not what we're focusing on. Ironing, right? I have gotten used to working from home, so I've just completely stopped ironing my clothes. Before you go out, just iron your clothes super quickly. Turn your shirts inside out because you don't want to burn it. And honestly, this is such an underrated hack. Just doing a super quick iron. And once you've done that, flip your shirt the right way round, and you unlock secret weapon number 2 when it comes to clothes, a lint roller. And just ever so quickly, it just gets rid of all the rubbish that you have on your clothes. But that is how you just make sure your clothes just look a little bit sharper than usual. Now, there's one other thing that you can do. Now, the final thing to do is accessories. I keep it nice and simple. I put on a watch. I'm wearing all black, so I think a black watch suits. But then also, because, yeah, I've cut my hair, it looks good-ish, but it kind of looks a bit like a helmet because it's quite flat on top. I'm just going to put on a hat. And this is it. This is what I'm going to be wearing. And this is how I look. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot happier. Like, this is what I'm looking like now. Compared to what I was like before, there is a massive, massive difference. And I've been following this self-care routine, haircuts regularly, face, hands, ironing, and just basic accessories for about a couple of weeks now. And I will tell you something. The amount of people that have paid me compliments, that have treated me differently, all areas of my life has massively improved. Work, filming, relationships, finance, everything. And that's not just because I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm Channing Tatum looks. I'm not. I'm literally a bog standard average guy. And whether you think I'm a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, it doesn't matter how good looking someone else thinks I am. It's I've done what I can to make myself just look a little bit better. And if you look better, you feel more confident. And that's the key. You get this confidence about you and you're like, I look good, I feel good. And it's a very simple correlation. And if you feel good, you have that confidence, then you go into things with a lot more gusto, a lot more you, and you show up a lot more. And we did it in a grand total of 1 hour, 56 minutes. Just a few simple things. They don't cost a lot of money, but they have a massive impact on how you look. And you can literally change how you look and how you feel about yourself within 2 hours.